My name is Clementine Thomas.
Vasfi.
And this is Bold Pork Cooks.
I'm Sam Vasfi. I'm Washingtonian, native Washingtonian, and I guess my background is in restaurants first, but also in photography, and now in retail, cookbook stores.
And my name is Clementine Thomas, and we're sitting in our cookbook store, Bold Pork Cooks.
Met in restaurants back in
A long time ago.
At the diner in Adams Morgan, and we both had some restaurant paths, but at the same time a dual path in like arts. She was in theater, I was in photography, or going to school for it, and we settled in restaurants though for a long time, and I kind of helped open Marvin on 14th Street when Gibson appeared. There's a place called Patty Day Room around the corner. So I worked with the Hilton brothers for a long time. And then we kind of matured as a restaurant group, and we opened a lot more places. But along the way, we opened our own place with them, Chez Billy Sood in Georgetown.
We were both servers, right? You weren't a manager.
Well, I was, servers.
We were both servers at the diner. Yeah, we just worked together, and he really was into bikes, so I asked him to help me fix my bike, and the rest was history.
With travel again, and then her father's side is French, and traveling Europe is wonderful, and kind of always wanted to work with a more passionate, like French cook, or someone that's I really wanted to do kind of like Southern home style French cooking, I think it was, and classics, and when we had that opportunity, I think like that's how, I mean, it kind of like became I guess a new page for us. You know, like we were not just working in the restaurant business, and now we were kind of curating more of a stylistic view of, like, you know, dining out. And obviously, we didn't need a lot of things. We downsized immediately, and we really kind of took a step back, and we had to. And while we were taking a step back, she had already started the pop-up for the cookbook store in Mount Pleasant here in Bear Plum. And
I think our love of cookbooks kind of started. I grew up with Julia Child. Like, her books were always like the physical objects were basically family members growing up. So you know, sort of an attachment to cookbooks as objects and as ties to my own family. And then when Sam and I met, so Sam is half Thai, half Iranian, and then my mom is from Georgia in the American South, and my father is French, and it's sort of trading cookbooks back and forth became a way to kind of share each other's cultures a little. Expanding, and cookbooks were also a way to kind of navigate and learn more about other cuisines and other flavors, learn how to cook. I mean, I'm still not a great cook, so a lot of this is kind of aspirational. It's like the dirty secret of the cookbook store. When we started traveling together, you know, we hit on a couple of cities that had cookbook stores, and we would just spend hours just kind of browsing. And what, in addition to just carrying cookbooks, which we loved, what was also so special about these places like Appetite for Books in Montreal is that you could kind of sense that they were a hub for the city's restaurant community and for home cooks. And as DC's food scene has really evolved over the last, 10 or so years, we just kept thinking that it would be so amazing to have a space that could be kind of this gathering spot for people who are professionals in the industry, really interested home cooks, and then a place like DC, people who are involved in food policy. So it was always sort of this like, one day we'll retire from restaurants and we'll like open a cookbook store. But then we had the opportunity to try the concept out just as a little pop-up in Pear Plum Cafe, which was in this space prior to us opening here. And we just curated, I think it was like 20 or 30 cookbooks for the holiday season in, I guess that was 2019. And so we curated some books and it went really well. And when they decided to close the cafe permanently during the pandemic, they came to us and were like, would you be interested in trying this out? And at that point we'd kind of stepped away from the restaurant and we're just trying to, I think like everybody who worked in restaurants, just trying to figure out what our relationship with the industry was going to be like moving forward. And then this door just like swung open and we're like, we can't not walk through it. So it all happened a lot more